Alright, this week we're talking about my best friend's romantic partner has come on to me on several occasions, and they want to know what my ethical obligation to my friend is. Well, my first obligation is I need to confront the romantic partner first. I'll go into that a little bit later about perception check. That's what Doyle mentioned on his supplement this week, and kind of felt that fit really good into this situation. So what I want to do first is confront the partner, and I want to make sure it's in a public place, a public environment where there's witnesses, where I'm not going to be, it's going to be, where it won't be my word against her word or his word, or just whatever the situation is. I'm obligated to let the romantic partner explain themselves. Give them an explanation. If you're unhappy in your relationship, then you need to explain that to your partner. I want to give that partner first the explanation to tell my friend what she's been doing and why she's been doing it. In the end, my friend needs to know the truth, whether it be from her, preferably, but if not, then it's going to be from me. If I do decide to tell my friend, which I will, is going to be ethical to tell other friends? No, it's not. The situation exists between me, my friend, and the romantic partner, and it needs to remain that way. If my friend or the romantic partner feels like it's the best situation to let all our other friends know, then so be it. But it is not my place to disclose this to other friends. That can get out of control in some ways. Asking for advice, if you feel like that you don't know what to do, then you can go and ask a friend, well, I got this situation going on between my other friend and his girlfriend and the situation. But then what happens is that other friend goes and asks another friend and another friend, and it's just a long downward spiraling effect. The easiest way to get over that situation is go to the problem. Go confront the problem right up front. At what point does revealing this become unethical gossip? I kind of just went over that. As soon as you go outside those directly involved, it's gossip. You stay with the people that are involved. Don't be running around asking for advice. If you know that the problem exists between you and the romantic partner and your friend, go to them. Go directly to them. Don't be asking around the whole neighborhood or all your friend groups or their friends, There's lots of difficulties in the way you could approach this problem. The first way that I wanted to approach the problem is going directly to her and asking her, why are you doing this? What's the situation? Are you unhappy? What's the whole problem here? She may not like that confrontational approach. She's going to see it as an attacking measure. She may make things up against you that are not going to be very good. Going directly to your friend without even, asking the romantic partner what's going on with the situation, that could be a situation where she may turn that around on you again. So that's, there's a couple difficulties there. Navigating these difficulties is very difficult. I really enjoyed Doyle's perception checklist. He did say that was covered in previous chapters, but like he's mentioned, it's good to hear it again and actually see it and hear it and apply it to situation. I guess going over the perception check, I want to describe what I saw. If I was confronting the romantic partner, I want to speak to her and I want to ask her, why are you doing this? I want you to explain to me what's going on. Why are we doing this? This is how I perceive what you saw, what you did to me, and it may be totally out of context. Maybe she will have a good explanation. That's step 2, is explaining. I noticed you've been quite affectionate toward me. Is this because you like me, or do you feel or got news that I need the extra attention? So, and then lastly, invite her to clarify. Tell me why you're being this way. And if it's a situation where he is not treating her very well, then it's a situation that she needs to take care of with him and not go about it this way. During the conversation, if you were to go to my friend and say that you had to have the conversation with him, that his girlfriend was coming on to you, then I would use feed forward. I want to estimate his receptivity. I want to say, hey man, how are you and your girlfriend doing? I want to feel out first how his feelings are towards the girlfriend before I just drop all this news on him. If it's a rough relationship and he says that it's rough, then it's a little bit easier, and it can gauge the conversation that way. But if he says things are fine and everything, then I'm just going to kind of ease into the conversation, not just blurt it all out and lay it out there. Following the principles of cooperation will come into play as well. There's the quantity and the principle and the message that you're delivering in conversation. You don't want too many details in there, depending on how far the situation has gone. You want to make sure you give purposeful information. You don't want to give too much gossip if there is gossip. But if you maintain your conversations with those involved, and the quality of the information should be very reliable. You want to stay on track with the situations that occurred. You don't want to just start veering off and say, hey, remember when we went on vacation together, things were fine and everything like that. And you want to make it brief. This is tough news for a friend. You want to make it brief to sum it up as fast as you can. So following guidelines of self-disclosure as well, I felt fit into this situation. Proper motivation. Obviously, your friend's well-being is your motivation for disclosing this information. You want to make sure it's the appropriate context. You don't want to have this conversation just right before a football game where you know your friend's going to be hanging out with you for a while. You're going to kind of drag the mood down of the game. So you want to make sure you pick the right particular situation. You want to do it gradually. Like I said, it's a tough situation, it's tough news. You don't want to lay it all out there at once. You don't want to impose burden on the other person. That's one of the main things. When you're telling your friend what's been going on between you and his girlfriend, then you don't want to make it feel like it was his fault, because it truly wasn't. It was her decision to make that. In the end, it's a situation nobody wants to face. When a romantic partner from your friend starts to come on to you, that's just wrong, and it's not a good situation to be in. However, it does happen. Those situations that when they do happen, I think the next best tool is being prepared for it. The perception check that Doyle laid out there is a really good check. Obviously, the best cure for the situation is preventative. You don't want to be in this situation to begin with. And that's about it. Thank you.